Yes, people, what is good? Just leaving the Big Six now, but listen, it's my turn. It's my turn to talk. It's my turn to cover off my team, because I didn't get to do that because of the Big Six watch along. But in case people ain't realised, Spurs actually won a game today, and we won it handsomely. 4-1 result against an Aston Villa side who, I don't think they had lost a game in the league this season until today. I think I got that right. I'm not too sure. But they certainly ain't been battered this season until they bucked us. And don't get me wrong, they defended well in the first half. And I'm going to speak on that. And some of the things I didn't like about our performance today. But I expected 3 points. I wouldn't have been surprised if Spurs lost it, but I expected 3 points. I predicted 3 points. I predicted 3 points to the Big Six. I predicted 3 points on the NSO podcast, New Spurs Order podcast. Shout out Touchline, shout out New Spurs Order, shout out my brothers. I expected a win because I've not been impressed with Aston Villa on the road. And I think at home, irrespective of our consistencies, irrespective of the issues I have with our team, which I'm going to speak on, we've been pretty strong at home. Outside of Arsenal, in a game that was tight, that we lost 1-0, we battered Everton, we battered West Ham, we beat Brentford 3-1, but in truth, we should have battered them on chances. So I was expecting a team who are strong at home against a team who are dodgy away from home, and to be honest, haven't really been that great this season, but have got a manager who he's a good navigator in terms of results, and they got good players. So today was a good win for Tottenham. It was a much needed win, important win. This is 2 wins on the spin now off the back of the Man City result as well. So yeah, man, I'll start with the good. The obvious good news is Dominic Solanke back in the goals. Today he had 5 shots. I think that's the most amount of shots he's had in a game for Tottenham since probably the Brentford game. And that was like a month and a half ago. But back in the goals, I mean, the first goal, fantastic finish. And what a pick up from Kulusevski. What a pick up from Kulusevski to find that run. Fantastic run from Dominic Solanke. This is what we wanted as fans. This is what we've been asking for as fans, right? 1, for the team to actually create for him, and 2, for him to actually put himself in a position where he's actually going to be a nuisance to the opposition in terms of fashioning shots, getting on the score sheet. Big up my boy Dave P, coach, yeah, from NSO New Spurs Order, because we were discussing this before the Man City Cup game, right? And he said the team simply, oh, for goodness sake, train station closed, so I need to go somewhere else. But he said the team simply has to find Solanke's runs. We were having a discussion on whether Dominic Solanke could do more. And I've always said he can do more, right? But the team also needs to do more. And I felt like today it was a perfect alignment of both things coming to fruition. And Dave said the team has to do more to find my man's runs. They have to do more. And today they found him. That pass from Kulusevski, fantastic pass. Great pick out. Good, nice combo play from us in that crowded area. And Kulusevski finds the pass, killer pass, bang. And the finish. My goodness, the finish. Fantastic finish. Sorry, that is a brilliant finish from Dominic Solanke. Brilliant finish. That does not look like a guy who hasn't scored in 5 games. That looks like a guy who's been scoring for weeks. The composure, honestly, to dink it past Emery Martinez. That's a big goalkeeper. And it's a fantastic finish. And I mean, the second goal is all about desire. It's all about putting yourself in the mix, being hungry, being ready, predicting that the ball's going to land in your path. And that's what happened for the third goal, right? Great play from Sarr. Was it Sarr? I can't remember, but we caught Aston Villa out again, because we caught them out a bunch of times. We caught Aston Villa out again when they were trying to transition the ball from defence into the midfield. But this time, they didn't have the numbers back that they did in the first half, and we had the overload. We played it to Sarr, plays it to Richarlison. Richarlison, first time pass into Solanke's path, bang. And he gave them a warning, Solanke. He gave them a warning in the early stages of the second half when, I can't remember who it was, but someone finds him in the box. I think it was Destiny. That's it. Destiny finds him in the box, and he's got the swivel. He takes it on the turn, and he gets a shot off that He probably should have worked the goalkeeper more. He probably should have put more power on it. But listen, I'm just happy for him. I'm happy that he's back on the score sheet because he's a player for me who's got good quality. He's a player for me who's had some good performances for Tottenham. Don't get me wrong. He's had some poor performances, had some underwhelming performances, ineffective performances. But on the whole, he's actually been a positive for Tottenham. He works his socks off. He's got good combination play. Like, he does everything that we need for the team outside the box. But inside the box has been a challenge for him. It's our last couple of games for reasons that I've just described. The team not playing to his strengths, the team not creating chances, and also for him not really putting himself in positions where he can be a scoring option. But today, as I said, both things aligned, and long may it continue. Long may it continue because we need this guy scoring goals. He's our £65 million man. He needs to be scoring goals. And today, thank you, Dominic Solanke. Big up to you. That was a strong performance in the second half in terms of the goal scoring. You didn't even need to do all the link play and shit today. Today, it was just all about how ruthless can you be as a striker. And that's what we need. That's what we need from our £65 million striker. In games where you can't be the best you can be outside the box, you have to be effective inside the box. And that's what he did today. So big up to Dominic Solanke, but he wasn't the only one. I mentioned Kulusevski. Listen, Kulusevski was trying today. I thought it was another accomplished performance. I thought he did his thing. Dragusin, impressive today. Defensively, I don't think he put a foot wrong. Yeah, man, I saw good contribution today. A lot of good interceptions. I lost count of the amount of times we caught Aston Villa, right, trying to play out. Like, for me today, the press was actually really good. We caught them on the ball several times in the midfield. Aston Villa struggled to build. They struggled to build today, right? Ollie Watkins was isolated. Ramsey, when he had the ball, he was good, but he didn't really get the ball lots. Morgan Rogers wasn't really a factor in the game, and yet he scored. For the reasons I'm going to mention as we go on. I actually thought we did good things today off the ball. The press was good. We caught them in the midfield multiple times, but just transitioning that turnover into chance creation, it was just hell in the first half. It was just hell in the first half, honestly. It wasn't good. It was not good. Yeah? But all in all, good performance. Brennan Johnson, big goal as well. I was critical, not just of Brennan, but of all the attackers, because I didn't think any of the attackers played well in the first half. But, I mean, the equaliser, fantastic cross from Son. Those balls, those are the type of balls you don't want to see as a defender. And you don't want to see as a goalkeeper because he's put that ball with so much pace, so much whip, right? The goalkeeper can't get to it. The defenders can't get to it. And it's literally begging for Solanke and Brennan Johnson to just tap it. And Brennan, props to him. He knows how to play in this system when he's attacking the goal, right? We've scored several goals like that where it's either the left winger crossing for the right winger or the right winger crossing for the left winger or the striker. But props to him. Got us back into the game. Big goal. And then James Maddison comes on towards the end and it's the perfect tonic. Everyone knows my thoughts on Maddison. I ain't going to get into the discourse of Maddison Kulusevski today. I'm just going to enjoy the win. So for me, good free kick. As I said, saw a good performance. Bentancur was fouling a little too much for my liking. Fouling way too much for my liking. But I love the energy. I love the pressure that we put on Aston Villa today. We did not let them play. But my only issue with Spurs is just what we did in the first half and us defending that set piece. It just wasn't good. It just wasn't good. And I don't understand why it's always us that has to concede these types of goals. They did nothing, Aston Villa, on the ball. Onana was the only one playing for them in the midfield. Tielemans, quiet. Rogers, quiet. Right? McGinn, quiet. Watkins, quiet. The only one who breathed life into Aston Villa was Ramsey. And yet, a team who are defending well, they were very organised off the ball. Don't get me wrong. They were very, very organised off the ball in the first half. I noticed they didn't play the high line. They were nowhere near as aggressive as they normally are with the high line, right? They did not play the high line today. They didn't play the high line today because they knew what happened last season at their ground and at our ground, right? They actually gave Spurs respect. That's why the amount of times we forced the turnover, the amount of times we were squeezing them in the midfield and the ball would break down and we'd get it. And yet we had 4 players to contend with 5 players to contend with instead of the 2 or 3 that we saw towards the closing stages of the game or the games last season, right? They were actually very, very organised defensively in the first half. And it was tough for us. It was tough for us. And I think that leads me to my negative with Spurs and with Ange Postecoglou, right? I don't like the fact that we can be one-dimensional in what we want to do in possession, right? And what I mean by that is too many times we would win the ball back off Aston Villa in the first half and we're not capitalising on the transitions. Why? Why are we not capitalising on transitions? Because it's just too predictable. It's too predictable. I'm seeing our fullbacks in the half spaces again. I'm seeing Brennan Johnson take up wide positions again. I'm seeing Son take up wide positions again, right? The 2 players who should be taking up wide positions are playing closer to our striker, whereas the 2 players that should be playing closer to our striker are playing out wide. Make it make sense to me. I don't like it. And for whatever reason, Ange Postecoglou can't decide whether he wants to stick with Destiny as an overlapping option or whether he's going to just use him as an underlapping in the half spaces. Pedro Porro was terrible today, by the way. I did not like that performance from Pedro Porro. He was not good today. But again, he's good enough. He's got the technical quality, the pace, the athleticism to be a wide option for Spurs. He should be bringing the width from the right-hand side, not Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson, it's clear to see this guy is a goal threat for Tottenham and not much else. Put him closer to goal. Same for Son. He's a goal threat for Tottenham. Fantastic cross today. Take nothing away from Son. But you don't want to see Son as far away from goal as possible. That's not what you want to see as a Spurs fan. And that was my concern. It felt like Kulusevski was having to bear the brunt of the creative work for pretty much the entire first half, trying to make stuff happen. And some stuff would come off, some stuff wouldn't. I just want to see Spurs just be a consistently cohesive team offensively. Like, I just want to see us, like, do the things that can put the players in the best conditions to perform. And I don't think that was the case in the first half. I don't. I really don't. And if I'm being honest, it was a moment of fantastic individuality from Son with that cross to get us back into the game. And from then on, of course, Aston Villa, of course, when it's 1-1 versus 1-0, then they start taking more risks. Then they start committing more plays more forward, right, to try and get back in front. And that's when naturally the spaces open up. But I just want to see us be able to hurt these teams, right, consistently well without having to stumble into ways back into the game. That's all. But anyway, man, today was a big result, big performance. Aston Villa, get out of here, man. This is 8 goals we've put past this team. The last 2 games we played. 8 goals we put past this team. Now my only question is, are we actually going to capitalise? Are we going to let this become... Sorry, this is a long review. It's because I'm walking. Are we going to let this just evaporate? Are we going to let the City result just evaporate? Are we going to let this so-called momentum evaporate? Based off how we played this season, we probably will. But my challenge to Spurs is, prove to me that I'm wrong. Prove to me, prove to the fans, prove to neutrals that we're wrong, that Tottenham can indeed go on and give us a bit of consistency. Ipswich next, but before that we play Galatasaray away from home. Listen, I'm going to that game. I don't expect 3 points, to be honest, because of the type of game it is away from home. But I think you've given yourself a safety blanket with the first 3 results, right? That's not to say you should go and lose. Don't go and lose that game of football, but that's a tough game, right? However, try and leave with at least a point if you can't get 3. And then Ipswich on the weekend, I need to see 3 points. I need to see 3 points, yeah? I need to see 3 points. Ideally, I would like Spurs to be unbeaten in 4 heading into that international break, but let's see. Anyway, people, it's getting dark here. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Turn your post notifications on. All of that good stuff. Bless up and up the Spurs.